Welcome to Halloween Horror Events Podcast, where we talk about Halloween haunt events.
From Halloween Horror Nights to Howlow Screamin' Orlando, Florida, and Hollywood.
Plus epic horror events in the UK.
We bring you news, plus rumors, and our honest opinions.
Now over to the three hosts, Simon, Phill, and Joe. Well, that is, if any of them decide to show up.
Oh shit, yeah, come. Continue. Multiple participants.
That's the intro. There you go, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the HHE podcast. This is what everyone's been asking for, and this is what everyone's waiting for. Our hype list. What?
Food.
Well, yeah, but we'll have to wait another week for that. But this is our hype list episode. So, we've done our hype list. If you've been watching on social media and you've watched or looked at some of our other hosts' social media, you probably know what his hype list is. But you don't know mine and Joe's. So, there's three of us here. Joe's actually here. He's gracing us with his presence once again.
I'm alive.
Joe, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, very well. You boys both okay?
I'm good. Well, if you probably just heard him a minute ago when he first started, but we also do have Phill here. How you doing, mate?
I'm okay.
He's okay. If you're watching this on YouTube, do us a favour, click that subscribe button, because there's some old logo right behind him. That feels years old, that though. Wow. Are they the t-shirts? Oh, yeah. The t-shirts, aren't they?
I've even got the old cap on.
Yeah. So, if you can give us a nice like, follow, subscribe on all our podcast apps, which is at HHE Pod and at HHE Pod 1 on TikTok. And like I said, YouTube, give us a subscribe, give us a follow, doesn't cost you anything, and it's free. So, how we're going to do this, boys, I'm just going to go round the table 10 to 1, one at a time. So,
yeah, I'll go and look for my list.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll go from our least anticipated to our most anticipated, one at a time. So I'll do number 10, then Joe, then Phill, and then we'll go around. Have a quick discussion about each one. If you want to save anything for later on, just have a quick. If you want to tell us the reason why, it's up to you. But
I've got a couple of people who want to give us a bit of hype.
Yeah. So we'll give other people's things. And what I've decided is I've wrote them all down. I'm going to give them whatever number there is. And you're going to have a collective HHE official hype list from all three hosts. Because we don't know each other except for Phil's, because he put his out on the social media. So,
well, you'd only know it if you're on Phill G Travel on Instagram, in all fairness, or Facebook like page.
See, I give him a curveball and he always knocks it out, doesn't he?
Well, I could have done a home run with a certain name.
Well, he's off. Anyway.
Joe, by the way, I just want to say I'm loving your airport aviation headphones that you have on there.
Thanks, bud. Yeah, my PlayStation one.
Sticking out.
Oh, yeah, he's got a microphone sticking out. Just not it's half blurred out as well. Anyway, right. So let's go from number 10 to number 1 on the hype list for the houses. Who wants to go first?
Whoever wants to go first can go first.
Don't jump all at once, please.
I'll go first.
Go on then, Joe. Do you go first?
My number 10 is Major Sweets Candy Factory.
Oh, Major Sweets gets on the list for Joe.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy the Scare Zone last time, mainly because of the crowds.
Right. Okay.
It was just always busy, and I never really got to enjoy the Scare Zone. So
it was a bit loud and manic in there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just too many people. So yeah, that's my number 10. I know it's probably an unpopular opinion, but as I've said before, that's
the thing with these hype lists, that everyone's entitled to an opinion. And if it's different from yours, who cares? It's just what you think, and then just move on. It's not going to change your life because someone's put Major Sweets at the bottom of someone's list.
Yeah, and the thing is, it could completely change by the end of the event. You know,
definitely. Yeah, they all can. Like I say, this is a hype list. This is what we're anticipating. Like I said, mine. I've not said anything about mine yet, but you'll see where mine's going in a bit. So, Phill, what was your number 10 again?
Well, I did make these ages ago, and I do feel like I just want to reiterate. I actually think this is a very strong year for HHN for originals and IPs. So what is 10 for me would normally be in the top 5 most years. So just put that there. And what I've heard without seeing stuff, because there are some dickheads out there, and I'm going to bring it up. Don't nick other people's photos and then share them and not use them as spoiler-free ones, because we all see it. Because the idea is to hide stuff so people have a choice. Anyway, number 10 for me is Triplets of Terror, and I've got a feeling this is going to be the one that actually flies up my list. I've just got a feeling on it. I just don't know anything really about it, so I can't get hyped. But I know it's going to look phenomenal, and it's probably going to be bloody violent. But because I know nothing about it, it's going in at number 10.
Yeah. So what I'll quickly say about my list, the top 2 were quite easy to put in. From 3 to 8, it was just putting something in there. It was where I was more. It was so close between 3 and 8, it was ridiculous. But the bottom 2 are my bottom 2 because I think these 2 are, one's the worst IP and one is the worst original, in my opinion.
But you say that, just a little caveat there. I've got a original and IP in the bottom 2 as well.
Well, we'll come to that in a minute.
Yeah,
so my least anticipated house for this, and the main only reason is because I just don't think it's going to work, is A Quiet Place. It's going to probably piss a lot of people off, but I can't see how this is going to translate into a house properly. I've listened to the podcasts, I've listened to the thing from the creators. I just don't think it's going to work. For you to be silent, for this house to work, they're saying you have to be silent. You're not going to be silent. No one's going to be silent.
They need to give you soundproof headphones, what they can't afford to do.
Yeah. So I just don't think it's going to work. I think the aesthetics of the house are going to be great. The feels are going to be fantastic, but to get that effect where it's going to be perfectly quiet so you can hear them statues or whatever, the aliens or whatever they are, it's not going to work. I don't think so. That, unfortunately, for me.
So we're all agreeing then that none of us agree on number 10.
No, that's the whole point of the list.
Same as last year.
You wait for my number 9.
Well,
my number 9.
Go on then, Joe. We'll go in the same order. We'll keep the same order that we've already started. So, Joe, your number 9, please, mate.
Right, my number 9 is Slaughter Cinema 2.
Wow.
Yeah. Mainly because I never got to do the first one. And I've seen it on YouTube. I've watched walkthroughs, but I know it doesn't do it justice. So yeah, the main reason it's that low is because I didn't go through the first one, so I don't know what to expect. Well, I do, sort of, I know what it's about, but again, it might change, it might shoot up a list, but then it might stay down there, so yeah.
Sorry about that little technical glitch, but we're back. So, you were saying about Slaughter Cinema. You've not been to the first one, have you? So,
yeah, I didn't get to go through it. So,
guide.
But this could be potentially a big mover for Joe. It could be a big mover.
And we can be further apart, you and me, Joe, on that one.
Yeah. So, Phill, you're number 9.
Number 9 is what everyone loves, but I am sick of it every year. Does that give you a hint? It's an IP. It's an original. It's boring, and I don't care if it's males or females year for it. I am bored of Universal Monsters. Eternal Bloodline, I couldn't give a damn. It's internally going on too long. I don't want Universal Monsters next year at the event at all. It's getting like the bloody Walking Dead. But I still reckon it'll be amazing when I go through it. Yeah,
it probably will be. But like I said, I'll come into my thoughts on the Monsters House when we get to it. So number 9 for me, reiterating with what Phill said, Triplets of Terror. It just doesn't have the feels at all.
That's near
the top of
Joe. I can tell. Look at his face.
Did he cringe at us then?
Yeah, he's not happy with you and me on that.
Oh, no. So, I'm always happy.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have said things spoiler free. It's not what they expected with the blurb in the show, in the Unmasking the Horror Tour. But I just don't know how it just doesn't do it for me. So, by number 8, mate. Go on, Joe. Number 8.
My number 8 is Goblin's Feast.
Now that's going to be very, very, very unpopular with a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, I don't care.
Can I quickly butt in before you explain?
Go on.
Because there's no point wasting time because I'm with you. It's number 8 for me as well.
I mean...
Go talk amongst yourselves about number 8.
Well, I've listened to the podcast and it's... I presume it's before what's meant to happen or after what's happened. The podcast did nothing for me. It was kind of childish. I can't tell if this house is going to be gory or a comedy house, and that doesn't help me one little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it might jump up, but it's just...
Oh, it's going to look cool. Yeah, again, it's going to be another cool looking one.
They'll all look cool. That every single house will look cool. But something's got to be down there, and and that's
well, what I'll do, I'll leave myself quiet on this one until it comes up on my list, because I'll give you a few reasons why.
Oh, he's putting the top 3 one knob.
Yeah.
Well, number 8 for me is Major Sweets Candy Factory. Mainly just the same reasons as what Joe said earlier on. It's the scare zone didn't do anything for me, and the biggest factor of this is it's in the Fast and Furious queue. We've never had a really good house in there, and I will say Chucky wasn't the best.
We had half a good house in the Black Phone.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, but it's one of those. It needs something massively brilliant in that area to make it worth getting that house, because don't forget the tents used to be like this. The tents used to get down. It's in the tent house, but some of the tent houses end up being some of the best ones around. So this could potentially be one of them. But for me at the moment, Major Sweets is number 8. So off to number 7 for Joe.
Number 7 is A Quiet Place.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be high up on any of our lists. Same reasons as you, really, Simon. I don't know how they're going to translate it into a house, to be honest. But it might surprise us all. They might do something, they've surprised us in the past, so we'll see. But yeah, that's my number 7.
Mr. Phill G. Travel?
Number 7, the Museum of Deadly Exhibits. Museums are not creepy to me. I've grown up in museums and things like that, and they're not creepy at night. Stop being childish, everybody. It's not scary. I mean, Night in the Museum is funny because it's not scary. I'm not scared of a bloody painting or a few little waxwork models. Grow up.
Yeah,
but I think it's going to be cool. Again, this is probably not because I don't think it's crap. I think it's actually going to be really cool, but it's just not scary to me.
Yeah. Well, same thing for me on this one. Mine is Monstrous, the Monsters of Latin America. I just don't know.
We are so different, I thought.
Well, I just don't know what to get from it. It's. I know it was in Hollywood, and then Hollywood are redoing it again this year for Monstrous 2. So it must be something popular.
And they got a scare zone on wrestlers. It was weird. Mexican monster wrestlers, yeah.
Oh.
Mexican monster wrestlers. Different. Okay. I'd actually like to see mask ones like Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, but I've put it, it's stopping it, like I said, though, between 3 and 8, it was just putting them in that area, because on another day, I spent about at least 2 days on this. Because 1 minute I had one in one place, but then I just moved stuff around, and this is where I just thought, I can't keep messing about with it anymore. I'm going to have to leave it where it is. So, Monstrous is number 7 for me. So, number 6.
Number 6 is Ghostbusters.
Interesting. Get out of here.
Look, I mean, the film wasn't anywhere near as good as Afterlife.
No.
I know the house is... But the thing is, it goes back to what we were saying earlier. There's so many good houses this year that something's got to be my number 6, something's got to be my number 5, you know?
Yeah.
I think this house probably will go up my list once we go in there, because you know it's going to be cold.
The condition is going to be fantastic in there.
Yeah, it's going to look good as well.
Unless it's pissing down with rain.
Well, it'll still be cold in there.
It'll still be cold. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I won't like it.
So 6 for Ghostbusters. I won't let Phil answer his. I might as well just jump in here for mine because Ghostbusters is number 6 for me as well.
Nice.
Mate, blasphemy, both of you. Blasphemy.
To be honest, it's kind of for the same reasons. The thing is, in the film, we didn't get that much of that monster at the end. Mm-hmm. I think in this film, it's just going to be that monster on repeat, on repeat. And we've had that with the Stranger Things house. It just doesn't work. So it had to be dropped down a little bit to cover for it. So, Phil, you're number 6, my friend.
Because it's childish again, and I don't think it's going to be scary, but I think aesthetically it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So that sort of gives it away, don't it? Major Sweets Candy Factory. It can't make top 5. And I don't think it'll move much in my list, once I've been through it.
Yeah, but like I said, I think, I don't want to keep irritated, but that it's in a bad position. If that Major Sweets was maybe a house that was last year and you came into the scare zone with it, it could have worked a lot better, but we'll see. I hope I'm still coming through. I know I keep breaking up on my screen. I don't know about yours. So, number 5, Joe.
I've actually just changed number 5 and 4 around. Number 5 is Monsters of Latin America.
Oh, he's being swayed by myself.
Yeah. I don't know what to expect from it.
I do.
I think it's going to be very sort of...
I do, because I've watched it. Not the one now. I've watched Hollywood's one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I've not. So, I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be sort of very similar to the Chupacabra house a couple of years ago. Or not. Phil's shaking his head. I don't know.
Well, I said Phil said he was going to try and go and completely spoil the free, and he's watching houses from last year at Hollywood.
Oh, that's different. Hollywood's a different place altogether. You know, I'll explain about it in a bit.
Right. So, you're number 5 then, Phil.
Silence, please. It's a Quiet Place, and it's only sitting in 5 in the top 5 because I'm intrigued with these new ideas they're trying to implement for Horror Nights. Instead of doing the same boring safety type of house, they're trying new tricks, and I've got to applaud them for that, because if it was Disney, it'd be the same old tricks for 30 years. If they were planning the new idea, it would take 30 years to build it.
Well, we won't go into that because we'll be here till next month. But yeah, I agree. It's just gonna be it's one of those. It's either going to work or it's not. In my eyes,
and that's why it's 5.
It's going to either be fantastic or it's going to be terribly shit. So
it's either going to be Chucky. Sorry, Simon. Or it's going. I don't see it being absolutely out this way. I don't see it being a home run no matter what, and that's why it's hard for me to put it any higher.
Well, Phil keeps trying to piss me off with Chucky. I'll piss everyone off. It's going to be like Graveyard Games.
Wait.
That's fine by me because that's not my favourite.
Yeah. We're going around in circles now. I know, that's why I said it. So you've got to try and find one who can stab at Phill now. Anyway, is it me?
You already have. Ghostbusters, 5? You bastards. Yeah, you're 5.
My number 5, this is probably going to surprise a hell of a lot of people. It's Eternal Bloodlines, Universal Monsters.
It's not surprising me.
Well, I've listened to quite a few other podcasts and listened to the hype list, and a lot of people are putting this right at the very top or towards the top because of their love for the Bride of Frankenstein. But we never got to see it, people. In the UK, we never got to see that house when it was on for 2 years because of the restrictions that were in place. So we've got nothing to go off. And like Phil said, it's monsters after monsters after monsters. And
that's getting ready for Epic Universe, ain't it?
No, but the thing is not. I do think. What's her name? The monster, the Frankenstein daughter, whatever she's called. The one was running.
Victoria.
Yeah, Victoria. I think she's going to pop up right at the end of the house. That's my prediction.
I think it's going to be like
I think
fighting.
you're going to have the story, blah, 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 of all the Frankenstein stuff and that. And just at the end, she's going to be there, perfect for Epic Universe.
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah. So, we're going through these pretty quick. So, number 4, Joe. So we're getting to the nitty gritty now.
Yeah, well, we've just spoke about it. My number 4 is Universal Monsters.
I'll give your reasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I love the monsters, but they are just repeat after repeat after repeat. And I know that they're getting ready for Epic, and they've got to do it. But it's
Yeah, but I'm going off tangent now, but I can't wait for Epic Universe. That universe.
Yeah.
If anyone ever finds out I'm in the Epic Universe, just go to the bar. You'll find me sat in there. That's where I'll be.
Aren't you more excited for Cars Land at Disney coming? Yeah, your film was not even that popular, and it's not even in. It's not even in either.
Yeah, how old is it?
I'm more excited about Liberty Tree boat thing disappearing.
Oh yes, because that's upset so many Disney. Hey, Disney fans, how you feeling? There was a cry there. And tangent quickly, I'm annoyed with you, Disney nuts. And if any of you are listening,
they're not listening,
they will be. Trust me, they love me.
They're definitely not listening.
They love my controversies. Here it comes. You moan for years that nothing changes and it's too expensive. Disney pretend they're going to change loads of stuff because half it ain't going to happen. We all know that. And what they do change is going to be cheaper than what they've shown us. And when they do change it, you moan, we can't get rid of this old stuff. Where are they going to put it?
Yeah, well. Anyway,
kill the mouse.
Joe, you just done yours, haven't you? Phil, number 4.
What was Joe's 4? It was
Monsters.
It was Monster.
Number
Monsters,
4
yeah.
is one of my favourite ever franchises in movies. And
Okay.
I think it's going to be I think this is going to actually fight number 1 for me by the time I've been through the event. I'm going through that red door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Insidious. I think this is going to be brilliant. This is where we're getting to the point now, the nitty gritty, when you're literally throwing them about. You're like, I could move this around, I can move that around. But yeah, I think I love the movies. I know some people don't like some of them. I love every single one, and I can't wait for the new one next year as well.
Yeah. They're creepy. The music is suspenseful. The monsters are simple.
Through the window.
He's so got the voice.
But the creatures and the monsters are simple. They're freaky. Especially that guy just sitting in a corner with a mask on. An oxygen mask, and you hear the footsteps. It's like it's just simple scurrying. Yeah,
it's the music as well. It's like not even the music, like the sound effects.
Yeah,
yeah.
Good job.
It's number 4, but I can't see it going lower for me. I can see it going higher.
So my number 4, museum deadly exhibits for me. I'm intrigued more than anything. And it's getting me more excited thinking about what they're actually going to put in this. Because using that stone reference that they're doing, like the Rosetta Stone or Rosetta Stone or whatever they're calling it, and it's causing the exhibits to come alive, I believe. So it's a bit like Nightmare in the Museum, which I think we mentioned on one of the Spec Map episodes. So I'm looking forward to it. I like museums. I used to spend a lot of time in when I was a kid.
But
I was learning stuff, not hiding from the greengrocer or the shop where Phil just stole everything from. So
I was bunking off the lessons when the schools used to take us there and go and do more exciting things, like hanging out with girls.
Well, I didn't do that. I stayed in the museum.
I did, but that's another history lesson.
Yeah. So now we get into the nitty gritty. This is where everyone's top 3. So these were easy enough for me to put into the top 3. It was just putting them in which order. So I'll go to Joe for your number 3, my friend.
Triplets of Terror.
Oh.
Yeah. This is high up on my list. As soon as they announced it, it got me excited. It's got Wyatt 6 vibes.
I thought that at first when it first came out.
God, the Wyatt 6. Oh, just go, because I'll get on a tangent about that crap as well.
We always have to bring up WWE at some point. So.
Lucky we haven't said his name, otherwise I'd have to clip it in.
Well, I don't believe so.
Well, I didn't bring his name up, so it doesn't matter.
I think this is going to be the gore house of the event. It's going to be messy. I think there's going to be smells in there. I think
most people's
if I had to pick a house that I think is likely to jump to my number one, this is going to be it.
That's not going to be jumping far, then, is it?
Still at number 3.
So it's to do a little skip, maybe, but not a jump.
No, that's fine, Joe. That's fine. Phill, you're number 3.
Number 3 in the final IP. It's cold, it's icy, and it's at number 3 because I love the aesthetics of the first time they did this, and they missed a few important things out. This movie is in New York again, and I think they're going to get it right this time. So I think we're going to see the library again. We're going to see the fucking firehouse. Oh, I just swore. We're going to see the firehouse. What I think is going to look brilliant again. We've got the new sewage factory thing they're doing with all that stuff. Yeah. So there's a couple of new things as well. So I can see them only improving on the first original one. I think the first one, they knew what they did. They've heard the feedback from every single person. There better be an Ecto one, otherwise it's dropping down. Slimer better be in this. And then I want the lady librarian again.
Well, the Ecto one's still not in the parade yet, I believe, so don't count on it being in the hotel.
Oh, but that's probably why it's not in the parade yet, because they're using it for Horror Nights.
Maybe. So, my number 3, it was hard to put this at number 3, but there is 2 houses that I think are going to be better than this.
Well done, Kevin Owen. Not Kevin Owen, Michael Owen.
What?
Michael Owens, when he used to do the football and he used to state the obvious.
Oh, yeah, no. Insidious, the further, is number 3 for me.
Good choice.
It's just, I went through the first one back in 22, I think, 23, I can't remember, 24, whatever it was, 25. And it
26,
was
27, 28, 50.
Well, the house on its own was fantastic. When they put it for one room in the Blumhouse, Horrors of Blumhouse, yeah, it was shit. But when it was in an individual house, but it was in a tent, I think. I think this one's getting a soundstage this time. So, yeah, this is going to send it to another level. Because I think this is Julie's favourite house of all time. So, I broke up and I'm frozen.
Yeah, you are frozen. We can still hear you. Yeah. And so,
looking for your phone. Why are you looking for my phone?
Ooh.
Anyway, back again. So we're number 2, Joe.
My number 2 is the museum deadly exhibit.
Okay.
The main reason is it's the one I know the least about. I just don't know what to expect, and what I'm thinking is, I mean, it's fairly obvious that we're going to have exhibits coming alive and ripping people apart. And, but I just don't know what to expect with it, and I am excited for it. So that is my number 2.
Okay. So, Philippe.
Right, I'm going to explain why you got this one so wrong, both of you. And the Monsters of Latin America is going to be awesome. And the podcast was awesome as well for it. And these monsters are awesome. And they're going to be brilliant. And if they do it in the woods like the podcast, the aesthetics around us is going to be awesome. There you go. Awesome.
So, Monstrous Latin America is your number 2 then, yeah?
Yeah, so it's very obvious what number 1's becoming.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think if people do seductions and know where it is. See, this one might surprise people.
Hey,
seductions.
Baby.
Wow.
Seductions, whatever the word is. You know what? I know crap English.
They're going to seduct me. But tell me, baby, what's your number 1?
So, my number 2 will probably surprise a lot of people. It's going to probably surprise you too. But my number 2 is Slaughter Cinema 2.
No, because it's in the top 2, mate. So that's pretty good place.
I expected you to have it up there, mate.
But it didn't take me long to put my number 1 in number 1. It was putting Slaughter Cinema at number 2 and Insidious, which way we are meant to was going to be. So Slaughter Cinema 2. I loved this house when it was. I even bought a T-shirt for one of the films called Pumpkin Cuts, because you had a chance of buying shirts then when you could just make your own, and it was great. Should bring it back by people anyway. Horror Inc., get them back. Great looking merchandise. But that house was just fun. and you only went through, 1 or 2 rooms at a time for each of the films, and you knew what was going on. And it just worked. As long as they're not sequels to the films that are in it from the original, and they're actually making their own concepts again. Sometimes lightning doesn't strike twice when they repeat houses. So I'm a bit optimistic with it, but I am over the moon that this is coming back, and I'm hoping it's just as good as the first. So we have our top 3.
Do we?
Our top 3 from each two. No, top 3. What we each have got a top 1, so it's our top 3. Just my wording of things. So, Joe, you're number 1. I think everyone knows what it is.
You've probably already guessed it by now. Yeah. It is Insidious. I absolutely love these films. The music, the sound effects, the demon. Is it Keyface?
The one that does your throat and takes your voice. I can't remember his name, but yeah, you obviously got the red face one as well. I can't. Yeah. Problem is, I'm no good with names.
Yeah. I just think this is going to be fantastic. I think Triplets of Terror will be the gore house. This will be the scary house. I'm looking forward to this one. That's my number 1.
So,
and it's been my number 1 since it was announced.
So, Phill, I think we know what your number 1 is. Just let it know.
Chucky.
Let everyone be known.
The Return of Chucky House. I was not. Thank God. Well, he
is the popcorn bucket.
Because I'm buying it. I didn't get the rubbish one last year with a nice looking complexion face. Stuff that rubbish. Get the one with all the scars and that. Proper Chucky.
I'm getting both. I've got Alan and both.
Yeah, both exactly the same thing, just with a few scars. You bought last year's. You're stupid, aren't you, people? You feel stupid now, just a minute. Anyway, number 1. I am a Cineworld pass holder, and I love the cinema. So, Slaughter Cinema 2 is good for me. And I know in one of the rooms, and a part of it, not the whole room, just a part of it, because I've talked from Nikki from Honk Girls podcast. If you've got 3D glasses like these old-fashioned blue and red ones, you put it on in that room, the 3D effects work in that room. She's done the free house tour, so I didn't get everything out of her, but apparently this is coming a very big thing, and you're going to see a lot of people at Slaughter Cinema with these glasses. So this is going to be the in thing this year. So Halloween Horror Nights, if you ain't selling these as like black merch with HHN on them, you've missed a trick.
Oh, they will do.
Yeah, they always will. But they just won't give them away like they used to.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a brilliant house. Be serious. I think it's going to be amazing. I've heard only good things about what it looks like inside. I couldn't tell you what they are. I just heard loads of people saying it looks fantastic inside. What gets my hopes up? Anyway, Simon, go for it, man.
Yeah, my number 1, if you don't realise, is Goblin Feast. People are thinking, wow, what do you mean? I think this is going to be the Gremlin house that everyone wants.
I don't.
It's going to be absolutely and utterly bonkers in there. I think there's going to be gremlins dressed up as women. There's going to be gremlins with Mickey Mouse hats on. There's going to be goblins everywhere just taking the piss. And I think it's just going to be hilarious.
You do know there's going to be orcs and everything in there, don't you?
Yeah, I know. But I think the main premise of it's going to be a funny house. I know people are thinking, it's going to be... But I think it's going to be hilarious.
A comedy house will never be my top house.
I think it'll be able to distract you enough to get the jump scares, and that's why I put it at my number 1.
This is going to sound bad, but I don't get American comedy, so what they might find funny, I might just walk through and go, that wasn't funny, that was grade school humour again. I don't want Halloween Family Nights. I'll keep on saying this to the end.
But I've done that one because that's the one I'm anticipating that will make me jump more than any other house. I don't really jump that much in the houses, I never have. But that house, I think, is going to distract me enough where they're going to get some jumps on me, and it's going to get me. So, I'll just quickly... We went through all them, we won't run through them all again, but our collective house and houses for Halloween Horror Nights as HHE Podcast...
It's nothing like anything else.
Well, our number 1 as a collective is Insidious.
Yep.
Then it's Slaughter Cinema 2. Followed by Museum Deadly Exhibits. Then it's Monstrous, the monsters of Latin America. Then we have Ghostbusters, smack bang in the middle with Frozen Empire. Goblin Feast is number 6. Monsters, Universal Monsters, Eternal Bloodlines is number 7.
Wow.
Joint 8th.
Where it belongs.
Joint 8th is Triplets of Terror and A Quiet Place.
Where they both, well, Triplets of Terror belongs.
And our most unhyped house between us all is Major Sweet's Candy Factory.
Yep.
But that actually makes sense. Especially as Joe said, the scare zone was bloody annoying.
So
the three of us sat outside Fallon, didn't we, when Major Sweets was on, and we was all just looking at it, thinking like, this is fucking crazy. There's just way too many people.
The problem was with that, I can understand why the Americans loved it, because that was pure American Halloween.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
To British people, that was pure children's stuff.
Yeah.
And that wasn't for us. So there's a mixture. I can understand people who love old school Halloween, but that ain't me.
Yeah, it's that traditional Halloween, like, the Americans love it, which is fair enough. I mean, it's bigger over there than it is here.
There you go, guys. That's our hype list for the houses of Halloween Horror Nights. Do we have a hype list for the scare zones?
I do.
I've got a very quick one.
I'll tell you what, we'll just pause it and we'll come back because we've literally got a minute left. I'll be back in a minute. Badges!
Not working. I was just going to do... who's got the button? Who's got the button? What film's that one from? Anyone know?
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Just thinking about Major Sweets. And we have buttons, people. Buttons. We got buttons. We've got buttons. Or badges if you're from the UK.
You say badges, it can be in, Bad Boys. You got badges, I got badges.
Oh, yeah, I know. I got badges, motherfucker.
There you go. Now you remember.
I said them for you. 2 for 50 cents.
As you two haven't got a proper hype list for the scare zones.
I have got a hype list.
Well, Joe, you listen to us two first, and then you just try and figure it out.
I've got one.
All right, fair enough. Go then. Start with number 5. Who's going first?
Go on, I'll go first again. Demon Queens. I'm not going into reasons why of any of these. I'm just giving you my top 5.
Right, I'll go next. Number 5 for me, Demon Queens. It sounds absolutely boring.
Well, I'm going to probably upset a lot more people. Mine.
No, can I double check actually? No, my number 5. Sorry, I was looking at the picture on. Is Duality of Fear, because the zones are there are rubbish. They're never good there. It's just a walkthrough to get to the event.
Well, technically, my worst one that I put on my list is Blumhouse.
Very different for me, and I'll explain why.
I'll explain more at the end. So number 4, Joe.
Duality of Fear.
Yeah. Now I'll swap it around. Now it's Demon Queens. I can't get hyped for it.
Well, mine's Demon Queens as well.
At least we're starting to agree with each other a bit.
Number 3, Joe.
Enter the Blumhouse.
Yeah, so we're all around about the same place.
Not for me on that one.
Yeah.
Me, number 3, Torture Fair.
All right, okay. Well, mine's Duality of Fear at 3. Just because it's going to be a cluster fuck of a place to get through.
Yeah, I'm going to shock everyone with number 1.
Okay. Number 2, Joe.
Torture Fair.
Yeah, well, I'll join you on that one. Torture Fair is my number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely has to be.
And number 2 for me is Swamp of the Undead. I think this is going to look awesome, especially if they put the fog in at the bottom with the LEDs.
Oh, okay. I thought that would have been a top for all of us, but
no.
Obviously, I think we know where me and Joe are going.
Yep.
Swamp of the Undead is number 1 for me, and Joe, I think.
Yep, Swamp of the Undead.
And I think Philippe is...
Blumhouse, for the reason, 1, I think they're going to have some great characters we have not even seen on the poster yet. And 2, I think it's going to be the zone with the best music.
Yeah, I do. But I'll tell you, I can tell you the reason between mine. I put Swamp of the Undead, and the other 4, I didn't really give a care where the hell they are. It was as simple as that.
The top 3 I care about. The bottom 2 I couldn't give a damn.
The only one I'm bothered about was Swamp of the Undead. Because when Torture Fair was announced, I thought, this is going to be great. It's going to be medieval. But then when you find out it's based on a Renaissance fair, I'm sorry, Americans, but these Renaissance fairs are crap.
Yep.
And it'll probably piss a lot of people off in that community. But Renaissance fairs are shit rip-offs of what we used to live in the medieval times.
Hey mate, you come to parts of this
in our
country,
own
we're
shit
still
and
in
filth.
Eh? Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
it. We're still in it.
Yeah, we're
Especially with this new government, who are just
Yeah,
as bad
mate.
as the last one.
Yeah, the poor old pensioners.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, but Simon,
yeah.
don't worry about it, mate. At least you lot are getting a pay rise in the trains.
Well, the drivers are. We've not got our one sorted yet. Anyway, yeah. So I just put Swamp at the top, and then the other four I just randomly put them. And the only reason why I put Blumhouse at the bottom was because it's getting very similar to Universal Monsters. It's coming repetitive, and I'm getting bored of it.
The only reason I just think I love some of these movies, I love some of these characters, and I'm usually against selfies, but this one zone, I am coming a selfie bitch. No, I'm coming one of you people, one off for this zone. I want to meet some of these characters, and I hope they put the Megans there on a stage, nowhere else in the park.
Yeah, well, I think that's what they're going to do anyway. It just won't. I don't think it'll work if they start separating it and putting it in different places like they did last year.
Oh, what's your favourite? You got a favourite show?
No.
I have.
What?
You know the screen outside Slaughter Cinema when
Yeah.
they show the B movies. That is going to be my favourite show.
Like I say, we'll give it its due. There is a show there, guys, if you want to go and watch it, but it's just not our cup of tea. We don't like dancing troops in the UK. I know we have probably created some of the best ones out there, like Diversity and other places like that, but it's not the norm with dancing groups in the UK. Well, for me anyway.
Nope, me neither.
So,
I love them.
stop lying. Anyway,
Diverse.
so I think that's it, guys. So Phil, I think you've got some from our wonderful listeners out there.
Oh shit.
Always
He only
prepared.
reminded me at the beginning of the show, but then forgets that he's got to actually do it. So.
Where did I put 'em?
So professional.
Right.
I hope this stays in. I hope this stays in.
This will be short and sweet, like Joe's love life. Right, I asked, we record on Sunday. We didn't really get many people back on this, but I didn't expect it. You can either give us your hype list or your top 3 houses for HHM. So, Florida, Phill Campbell, who is becoming a regular on here, his houses were Slaughter Cinema, Universal Monsters, and Insidious. So, Slaughter Cinema and Insidious, like us three. Fair enough. He did explain it's nearly time for dodging YouTube as well. Already seen posts and videos unmasking to dodge them. Yeah, we haven't been on social media much ourselves, guys, because we are dodging everything. So if you think we've gone quiet on purpose, no, well, we have. It is on purpose.
Yeah. We're having a quick glance, and if someone's tagging us in something, we'll quickly read it. But if it's got anything to do with any pictures, we're just skipping over.
Right, we've got Megs is ready for HHN again. Hype list for me is hard this year, which could be a good thing. Top 4 houses. I'm looking forward to our museum, Slaughter, Cinema, Uni Monsters, Monstrous. I'm most excited for Swamp the Undead for the zones. I do have Craig Willix, but I didn't screenshot, but he did send it to me as a message, so I think
he sent his full list as well, I think.
Yeah, right, yeah, I've got it. Right, at number 10, Blasphemy, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Get out, Craig.
At number 9.
No, you're all good, Craig.
At number 9, Be Quiet, Simon. It's a quiet place. I'm good at these puns. Yeah. At number 8, you're going to want to kick him through the red door, Joe. He's gone for Insidious further.
Oh, you're not good, Craig. You're not good.
Craig, you're going to regret that, mate, I think.
At number 7, Americans suck on it. He's gone for Major Sweets Candy Factory. Get it? Suck. At number 6, you would think he would find this interesting because he likes statues that move when you blink. That's a Doctor Who reference. The Museum Deadly Exhibit. At number 5, Simon's gonna hate him for this. It's not very filling for food. Goblin's Feast. I'm running out of puns.
Yeah, these are bad. These are really bad.
Yeah, you're reaching here.
At number 4, Fast and Furious have been to the Latin America before. We're going for the monsters of Latin America.
Wow, you are seriously starting to reach now, aren't you?
Wow.
At number 3, he runs the WWE Triple H of Terror. Triplets.
You don't have to explain them all after.
I do. I do, because they're bad.
Well, you probably do.
Yeah. At number 2, it's internal and it never ends at Horror Nights. It's Universal Monsters Bloodlines. And at number 1, who doesn't like a good movie with a great pun in it, like Deadpool 3? But this isn't Deadpool, but it's just as good. Slaughter Cinema 2.
What the fuck?
And we have his scare zones. I'm just going to go through this. At number 5, Duality of Fear. At number 4, Torture Bear. At number 3, Demon Queens. I don't know how that's got in the top 3. At number 2, Swamp of the Undead. And at number 1, this boy knows his shit. The Blumhouse. Enter the Blumhouse.
All these newbies liking Blumhouse.
Oh dear. Well done. I totally agree with that one, and I totally agree with the goblins as well.
Well, I think it's going to be a sleeper one of the event, so we'll see. We'll see what people's
What do you mean?
are.
People are going to fall asleep halfway through it?
Well, they might do, they might not. But
that's pretty much everyone.
Yeah, but that's it with these hype lists. It's what you personally want to enjoy and what you think's going to be coming from the event. If it's not your cup of tea, just walk past, ignore it. Don't have to bicker at somebody because they've got a different opinion to you. And let us know your hype lists. Let us know in the comments if you're on YouTube.
Instagram.
Instagram.
By the way, people, this will be the last year we're going to be heavily on X. We're going to move over to Instagram next year.
Yeah, I think we're going to nap off X. There's just too much.
Spoilers.
Shall we say bickering?
Yeah,
there's too many toxic people on X at the moment. It's in the community. There's a couple of people in there at the moment, and they're being booted out. So,
hey, by the way, just so I've been Joe Sharp. When I say this, don't be sending podcast females messages you want them to do certain things. You sick freaks! If you listen to this, sort yourself out.
I don't think he'll be listening to this, mate, because if he is following us, he's definitely not looking on our things.
Well, he's never asked us to do anything, and I feel quite insulted by that.
No. Anyway, so guys, like we just said, do what you can. Follow us on our socials and give us a like, I think, and let us know if you agree with or disagree, and we can have a conversation about these hype lists. And then what we'll do, we'll come back and revisit these, save all these hype lists, so we can come back, and when we've been to the event, we'll see what our favourite and our least favourite was, and compare, see how well we did.
Go compare. That's an English reference.
Yeah, well, it's go.compare now, don't forget.
Oh. Is it?
Anyway,
I don't know.
Yeah, go.compare.
It doesn't work though, does it?
Go.compare.
It doesn't work.
Well, yeah, I know. But, anyway, so guys, from me, it's I'll see you later, fuckers. I'm just going to start saying that one.
No, what he means is he doesn't know if he should be saying Halloween's not just for Halloween.
I can't
it's
say it.
all year round.
My brain's not working.
Or should it be horror is not just for Halloween, it's all year round. That's what he means.
You just said it for me.
And I'll say, see you in your nightmares and stay epic.
From me, good night and sweet screams.
Say his name and he appears.
Oh.
No one said it.
I believe in Joe Hendry. Can't do the clap because I won't work my mic.
Good night.